Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's ClaritySoft training webinar. Today is Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. I'm Susan Arnold, Implementation Specialist here at ClaritySoft, and our topic for today is to learn about creating and using custom modules in your database. They can be really helpful for creating one more level of one-to-many that you might need in your database. So we will learn how to create them, how to enter data, and just in general, give you some tips on when to use a custom module. A custom module is a module that you add as another member of your navigation panel on the left. And it's when you need another one-to-many type of relationship. In the ClaritySoft database, you have accounts, which is basically the top of your structure. So for every one account that you can have many contacts. For each contact that you can have many activities associated with that contact. You can have many opportunities, many quotes, many sales. Sometimes you need another one-to-many kind of relationship. An example would be for an account. Maybe you sell equipment of some sort, and you want to track those pieces of equipment. It might be large machinery or something like that, or office equipment that you sell or lease. And you want to be able to track that equipment that is installed at a particular account location. So if you try to go into your account record and set up, a field for machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, date machine 1 is installed, date machine 2 is installed, etc., you can see that gets pretty messy, and that is not the way to do it. That calls for a custom module. So you would create a custom module called equipment, machinery, whatever you want to call it, and then you create the custom fields that you want to track in that custom module so that you can have at one location, you might have one machine installed. At another location, you might have 4. So it allows you to do that. Another example would be an insurance company that sells policies. That would probably be connected to a contact. And for one person, you might have auto insurance, home insurance, boat insurance. So you have 3 different policies. Well, how would you track that in the contact record? You can't really do it. Now, you might be able to do it through sales or something like that, but if you create a custom module, then you can have your specific data about the policies and everything. So that's what you want to think about in your database. If you find yourself creating a bunch of fields to accommodate multiple instances of the same thing, then you want to think about creating a custom module. So today we're going to learn how to create them and add the custom fields, enter the data, and then it works exactly the same as your other modules for viewing, searching records. We also have reports and everything is there. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm in a little database here, very little. I only have 4 records. And I want to walk you through the steps of creating a custom module. Now, you need to have accelerator version of ClaritySoft or the enterprise version. Professional level does not have custom modules. You also need to be an admin user in the system in order to be able to create the custom modules. Just a heads up on that. So to create a custom module, I'm going to create one for equipment, okay? You go to settings, and then in your settings, you go on the left to customization as you would to go to any other module to add custom fields. And at the bottom of the list, you see custom module. When you click on that, you see all modules. And then over on the right-hand side is where you're going to add that custom module. And then you type your name. And then you connect it to either accounts or contacts. In my case, with the equipment, I want to connect it to accounts because it's the location, the company, excuse me, where the equipment is installed. It's not at a contact location, it's at the company or the account level. So I'm attaching it to accounts. You don't need to worry about this icon. We're not really using those. And then enabled simply means that the custom module is active in the database, which you want it enabled. You click save. And then over on the left, underneath custom modules and all modules, you now see custom fields appear because we have a module to add custom fields to. And then underneath that, we see our equipment module that we just added. Then you go on the right, just like you do with all your other modules where you add custom fields, and you begin to add your custom fields. So for this one, the first thing I want to add is the actual product or piece of equipment. So I'm just going to call it product. Again, you may name it whatever you want. This is going to be a drop down. And then I have cheated a bit to save you the pain of watching me type. And I have created 4 machines. So you would have a list of the different machines here, okay? And I save that. Oh, reference field. What this means in the module, when you're in list view, a reference field will be hyperlinked, and then you can click on it to open the record, or you can use the data in it in the quick search. So I would be able to search by the machine name if I leave this as a reference field. You can only have one, so you want to think about what field you want as your reference field, and you can change it at any time. So I'm going to leave that one there, save it. And then I'm going to add my next field. And what I want is, find all my notes here. Oops. I want to have a serial number field. You also can use the pound sign here. It does allow you to do that in the name. And this is just going to be a text field so that I can type a combination of letters and numbers for the serial number. Okay. Then the other thing that I would like in here, I have the different machines. I would also have different models of those machines. You know, again, hopefully your brain is thinking of situations where you could use this and how you could use it. But let's say I want to have a model for my machines. And this one, I want to make a drop-down dependent because the models that I have will depend upon the type of machine that I pick. So I'm going to make it a drop-down dependent. ClaritySoft will look for an existing drop-down field as the parent. And so it found the product field, and those are my 4 choices. So now I can add to machine A which models go with machine A. And I've made it very simple. I have 3 models, a 1101, a 2202, and a 3303. So when I click on machine A, I will get those choices. Then I click on machine B, and I can add the choices for it. Okay, and then I do machine C. Obviously, you would probably have completely different model numbers or whatever. Just trying to keep it simple. And then machine D. Okay. So I now have created a drop-down dependent field so that each time I click on an option in the product field, then this field of model will show only the models corresponding to the selection in the product field. So I've added that. Then one of the things that you might want to include would be the date the machine is installed. Okay. You could do that. And that could be a date field. All right. So again, you just sit and think, what are all the things that we need to think about? Another one I might want to add, if we offer a warranty, did they purchase a warranty? And you could make this one of two types. You could make it a checkbox that you just check it, or you could make it a drop down and do yes, no. Okay, I'll do a checkbox just for the heck of it. Save it. All right. Then you might want to put, well, what type of warranty did they purchase? And then again, you could have a drop down and we can have a warranty term, I guess. I could put whatever your warranty terms are, okay? And again, you can think of other iterations here. And then perhaps we, might want when the warranty starts, when the warranty expires, all those kinds of things so that you could search for all your pieces of equipment that have a warranty expiration coming up in the next month and send an email to the folks and say your warranty is about to expire. Do you wish to extend it? So you could do that if you wanted to. And then I may also want to know what industry type is here, which I may have in my account record somewhere, but I might want it in here. And this is a drop down. So you get the idea that you can come in here and just like any of the other modules, you add all of the custom fields that you need to track what you want to track in your custom module. All right. Next step, after adding all these, you must go to the user interface template because you now will have one for the custom module. There it is. And you'll choose your profile. Again, some of you may have multiple access profiles, so you'll pick one. You can choose the base template. Now, when you come in here, by default, we have stuck all these fields in here that you probably don't want. So just move those to the left to get rid of the clutter. Then you could move, if you wanted to, the owner field over here and the creation date and the last edit date. Then you could bring over your product, the model, the serial number, industry type, I'll stick over here. Perhaps the date installed here. And then you could put warranty purchased, warranty term. So you can lay this out any way that you want to lay it out, okay? Once you're done, you save it. And it will now say changes saved successfully. This is new. It used to come up with a dialog box here that you had to click OK, but now it just shows you a message. And then if you need to, you can click on the copy to and copy to your other access profiles that you're using. Okay, and save that. Once you've done that, log out. Log in. And we will now see our equipment module over here in the navigation pane. So when I click on it, I will go to the module and I will have some columns here and I can add a new piece of equipment. Okay, so I can add it from here, or if I go back to my accounts, when I open the account record, you know that you see all your different tabs. And I do see the equipment tab. Now it's probably you won't see this. I think the only reason I'm seeing this is because I had one in here that I deleted and started over. But I can click on this and then I can add a piece of equipment from here. If you do not see an equipment tab, which is probably likely, you're going to go back out to your list view, come up here to the vertical ellipsis button in the upper right and go to tab settings. Then you will see your equipment tab. Oh, see, now I have two of them. So yeah, this is thinking I have. This is my new one. I have to clear that out. So you can pull it over and place it wherever you want it to go in your list here, okay? For those of you that might be older ClaritySoft users, it used to be that you could have a maximum of 9 tabs over here, and now you can have as many as you need. So just move them, you know, over to for all the ones that you do need to see, okay? And then click apply. So if I now open this, I have my equipment tab. Yes, see now my fields are there. That other one should be all gone. And I can add a new record from here. So I can click the plus sign and it will be attached to the account. Remember the custom modules attached to the account. And then I choose my product. I choose my model. I can type in my serial number. Okay. And the date installed, I can put in, maybe this was installed on April the 1st. Warranty purchased, yes. And the warranty term that they purchased was 2 years. Okay. And then I can come over here and choose the industry type. So you could see that you could add a lot more fields here, like with the warranty term. Like I said, you probably want a warranty start date, a warranty expiration date, so that you could search on that and pull up a list of what's expiring. If you wanted to see what machines you installed over a span of time, you can use your date installed. There's a lot of different fields that you can add here. So when I go down and click Save and Close, I'm now going to have under my equipment tab this piece of equipment. Now, something else that you may or may not know about is it's maybe 6 or 8 months old. Over here to the right now, on all these different sub-tabs, when you click on a tab and you see the different columns here, you now have the ability to set your columns the way you want. So if you wanted to pull over the date installed and you wanted to pull over the model, and the product is already here, let's push that there. Okay, and you could pull over the serial number. So any piece of information that you want to see you can put and then click apply. So this will make it, oh, you know what? I know where you go do this. This works. Okay, we'll go do this in the equipment module itself. Hold on. I'm going to go here. And here are my columns. And there's my one that I've done. So I'm going to the module and doing column settings. And I'm going to do it from here. This is the way it used to work. And I guess it's continuing to work that way. So product, model, serial number, warranty purchased. So all of that can be pulled over if I want to see the warranty term. So you can pull over whatever fields you want to see. And then also I usually set this to 100 so I can see a list of 100 records. Okay, so now I see that here. If I now go back to my accounts, and I'm just going to click here on my expand button and go to equipment. Now I see my columns. So it feeds from the custom module into the subtab. Okay. Your other subtabs, when you click here on this little gear, you can pull over information here and then it shows up. Okay, but I guess the custom module still follows the old rules. All right, so don't want to confuse you on that one. So I can see my piece of equipment here. Now the cool thing is I can add another piece of equipment to Big Hospital System. I can go to another hospital or to Happy Valley Schools and I can add maybe 3 pieces of equipment. I can add 4 at Holly Hill. Whatever number I want, I can add, and it's not messing up the structure of my database. So I can then see my equipment at the location, at the account, in the account record under the tab, or when I go to the equipment module, just like your other modules in the database, this is going to be a complete list of everybody, okay? And I can add equipment in here. I can do a new equipment button, and then I can start typing the name of the account till you see it, and then move on down through what they've purchased. And let's say they got this installed on March the 1st. They purchased a warranty, they purchased a 1-year warranty, and they are in education. And then I can do a save and close. So just like your other modules, it behaves exactly the same as your other modules. Okay, and you'll have a complete list here. Now, I was talking about that reference field, where the reference field will be hyperlinked. So we created the product or set the product as the reference field. So I can, in the quick search, type machine C, hit enter, and it's going to find all of my machine Cs, however many there are in the list. Okay. I also can type the name of the account. So if I typed in just big, HO, it's going to find all the big hospital system pieces of equipment. So you can search in the quick search by either the account or by the product, because the product was made the reference field. If you wanted to search on the model number instead, then you would go back into your settings and change the reference field, set it in the model, and it will automatically undo it for this. So any of your fields that you create, one of them can be a reference field, and the account, because it's attached to that, is always the reference field. Okay, so we have that. So you can enter your data. You can search your data. You've got advanced search here and all of that. So you can search by serial number, you can search by warranties, you can search by the term of warranties, anything like you do in any other database or any other module. You also can import data, okay? If you go, let's see here. I have a little spreadsheet that I created. I'm going to take this out because I did not add this as an option in my dropdown. You can create your own little template here. You would need the account name, and then you would add your other information. Now, just so you know this, and I'll show you this when we do the import, this model number is a text dependent field. You will not be able to import this, okay? And what I can do is show you a little trick, which I forgot about. This can work in any module where you have the same situation. If you've set up a lookup field or a dependent field, you can do this as a little trick. So I have the model field, and what I'm going to do is add model text and just leave it as a text field and then save it. And then go back here real quick and bring this over. And this is basically a temporary field until you get everything updated. Okay. And I didn't copy it to my other user access profiles, but that's okay. Oops. There we go. So now if I want to import, I'm going to go to the square button up here, the tools menu, import, and I'm going to create new records after I choose my equipment custom module. It will be listed here. And you can only create new records. Notice that this is grayed out. You cannot do an update to them. You can only create new ones, which is good to know. So you want your data correct. Then I got to figure out where in the world I save this. There we go. And then it will, if you have more than one worksheet in the workbook, you'll have to select it. But we're choosing the account, the date installed. I don't have that in my list. Industry type. Now, model text is where I want to dump model. Notice that model is not here because I cannot import into that field, that dependent field. And I don't have an owner, which is fine. Product serial number, warranty purchased. I didn't put purchase. It was just warranty term. So if I import, and if anybody's done importing, you're very familiar with this. If you haven't, it works very nicely. So while we're waiting for that to do its thing, I'm just clicking refresh here. It will go from uploaded to processing to completed. So while we're waiting, it will keep working, but we can go back and take a look at anything else. So again, examples, equipment that you install, insurance policies. I've had people that need to track where trash receptacles are at different buildings where they monitor that. So that's a good use of a custom module. It might be Oh, I don't know, all kinds of things. I'm sure you can think of stuff. Trying to think what else I have here. Anything, like I said, that you need another one-to-many relationship where it isn't going to work unless you do a one-to-many relationship. I think it's done. Yep, it imported because I received an email. I heard it in my ear. And when I go back to here, I will now have all of my equipment, okay? And I can see that now Lake Hospital has multiple things, Happy Valley has 3, and this is going to work very nicely now, so I could look up LAKE, and I can see all the machines at Lake Hospital. I can look up MACHINEC and get all the machine Cs and where they're located. So it works really nicely. You can pull the data in. Now the model, I need to show that. I need to bring over the model text field. And what you'll have to do is you'll need to go into the record. Let me get them all up here. And you will have to edit each one. You cannot use a group edit. So I would look at my model text field as 3303. I should probably put that above the other one. And then save and close and update it. So you would just work your way down and fill these in. And then once you get all of the dependent field updated, then you could remove this from view. I wouldn't delete it. You might need it later if you do another import, which means you can then just bring it back into view. So I would leave it, and then once you update these. So that's how you do that. All right, now let's look at another example. I'm going to go into a different database. And in this one, I've got one called courses attended. So this one I've preset up where this one is connected to contacts. So you can see that when you connect to a contact, it's also connected to the account that the contact is with. So this would be different courses that people might take and attend. And again, you pick your custom fields, you follow the same steps. You go to settings, you go to customization, you go to custom module, and you can see here that I actually have 3 custom modules in here. You can have as many custom modules as you need. You're not limited to just one. So you can create as many as you need. So the same equipment one is here connected to accounts. Courses attended is connected to contacts. And then when I come over here to my custom fields, I see my custom fields for courses attended. So I've got the date of the course, I've got a course ID number, which you can put in if you have ID numbers for something as a drop down. Okay. Then you can have a course title. I did basically the same thing as with the model in the equipment. I made it a drop-down dependent that when you pick this, you get the title. Now, in this case, there's only one choice for each course ID number, but the reason for doing this is it makes it easier for your people where they don't have to type some great big long title for a course, and then they might shorten it or whatever, and at least they're matching the correct course name to the ID code or the ID number. So it's another way to use that dependent field just to force people to have the right option to select from rather than having to type it all the time. So it's to save them and to make the data 100% accurate, okay? So you can do that. And then I have an instructor, which I used as a lookup field. Now, a lookup field can be connected to users or contacts or accounts. And I did users. If all your instructors, let's say, worked for you, then it would make sense to make it connected to users. If they use ClaritySoft, obviously, because they have to be a user in the system. But if they're, say, outside people, or they're not users of ClaritySoft, then you would enter them into your database as a contact, and then you would connect this to contacts rather than users. So that's how you can do that there. And then if you wanted a course location, I just put this. If they're taught in different places, you could add that. You could have a course start date. If it's a multi-week course, you could have like a course start date, how many how many sessions there are. Again, all of the detail that you would need to have that helps you track this information. So again, you add all your fields, you then go to your user interface template, and you will now have a courses attended user interface template, and you set up your fields the way you want them and save it, and then, copy it to your other profiles if you need to. So that's there. I will mention this too, because this is somewhat new. In here now, in your user interface template, we have this column customization tab. When you go to this, you are able to set the list view columns here and save your people the time of having to do that. Course location. So you can pull this is into the columns, and if you didn't want creation, well, you might want creation date. So once you set your columns, then you come over here and say apply columns to user. Now what I would do is set the results per page to 100 by default. You can sort by the account, or you might want to sort by the course ID. Again, you decide what you want to sort by. And then you click apply. And what happens then, this will apply this set of columns in the list view to all of your users, so that when the user logs in, that user will see these columns in the courses attended module already set up, and they don't have to do it. If you want to, you can lock it. I don't necessarily recommend that, because if you've got a lot of fields, they may want to change what they're seeing. And if you lock it, they can't change it. But you can apply that to all your users, and then you save it. And once you log out and log back in, then any user logs out and logs back in and goes to that courses module, they will have that list of columns there. So explore some of these things here, because these are new. This is for setting the subtabs, okay? Which should already in the custom module go along with the column customization. So we don't need to worry about that, okay? So I just wanted you to know that too. All right, so we did that. I can log out and log back in. Oops, I always want to type. Okay, so we have that. Then some other things you can do with your custom modules then is we have the ability that from the money modules, like quotations and sales, you can convert to a custom module. So for example, if I'm gonna these, if someone purchases a course from you, okay, you would go to your sale record and you would create a new sale. And what I've done in my sale record is I've added the custom fields here for course ID, course title, course date, okay? And then again, whatever other ones you want that are in the custom module, you can add to your sale record. And so I can come in here and start typing company name. All right. The order number, you just let it do its thing. This is another custom field that I've added in here, which you don't need. Description could be, you know what, I'll just say business course or something. Something like that. And then you have your course ID number, which you would pick. That would then give you the title, okay? And then the course date, we can say maybe this is going to start next week on the 3rd, okay? And then industry type is another one that's in the custom module. This came through from the account record. So you have all of your information here. So you can say, I need a paid, probably, and then a status, oh, here is paid. So now you get down to the subtotal and you say, well, shoot, I can't type in here. What am I going to do? How do I enter the amount? Well, what you have to do is, and I'm going to come down here and click save just to save what I've done so far, and you'll see the screen change. So I now have an order number, and it's connected to the person in the company. But I need to go to the products and services tab. Now, it's possible that you will have in your price list a list of all the courses that you teach with the pricing and everything and a description. That would probably be the best way to do it, okay, is to have that set up. I don't have that set up in here, but if I did, I could pick my product, my course, and apply it, okay, and it would drop everything in, including the price, all right? In this case, if I don't have it, I'm just deleting this, I can go to this little wrench button and add a custom item. Now, being in here, it's WS003, okay. Hold on. If I can copy this, I don't know if I can. I can't, okay. So I can type in here WS003 and then intermediate to. Now you notice that this would be much better if you had it in a price list to pick from, so people don't have to type it, again, for accuracy purposes. You have a quantity of 1, and maybe this course is, you know, $900 for the day, okay? So now when I go back to my details tab, now I have my subtotal of $900 in there, okay? So that's how you would enter it. And I would highly recommend having the information in the products and services. And you are kind of doing this in a redundant way out here. But what it allows you to do, once I save this again, is I can come up here to this convert button And you can see I can convert it to a custom module or a project. Well, if I do a custom module, it asks me, well, which one do you want to go to? I want to go to courses attended, and then I click convert. And my database is set up that as soon as it's converting, it's also going to the record to open it in the module. So it jumps to my courses attended, it opens up the record, and Aeromass and Elise Chichester have been added as a record. So all I would have to do is add the course location and who the instructor is, which is my lookup, and let's say it's George, and I'm done. There's everything came over from the sale record, so I don't need to re-enter the data. So you can think about that. That's something that's there that you can do. And then when I click save and close, that is now added in my courses attended. It's in my sale. I have it as a sale amount, and it's already in my courses attended. Okay, so something to consider doing. And save some time. Okay, then one other thing that you can do is you can have fields that get pulled into another module from the courses attended. So for example, if I wanted to pull into, this might work for you if you're using the support module. For the equipment, you might want to pull in the equipment model number and stuff. So if I'm creating a new ticket in the support module, let's see here. I can pull in a custom module lookup. Okay, so how do we do that? So if I go to settings and I go to customization and I go to support, here's a custom module lookup field called equipment info. So let's change this to equipment info XX. Okay. And then I'll start a new one. I'm going to add equipment info. And when I click on the drop down, I will see custom module lookups. Then you're doing a lookup of, and it's asking you which custom module because I have multiple ones. Well, I'm looking up equipment. Okay. Then you get to pick up to 5 fields. So you probably want the product, which is the machine. You probably want the model, and you would probably want the purchase date and the serial number, and maybe if they purchase the warranty. So I've got my 5 fields. And then over here, you can use this arrow to move this up or down to put them in the right order. Okay, so maybe I want the serial number here. All right. And then your key field is the field that you can search on. So which one do you want to do? I probably want to do it on the product. Okay. And then you click save. Oh, doesn't like the word product here. That's what it's, so I'll go to model. Okie dokie. It doesn't like product, so we'll turn this one off. All right. Well, Anyway, it worked in the other one. So product is probably not a good name for that field. But what it'll allow you to do, and I'll cancel this one and we'll go back to this other one and go to the UI template. Well, we already saw it actually in the support one. There's equipment info XX. We'll just leave it there. Okay. So that's fine. And then if I go back to the database and reopen a ticket, so I have equipment info here. And when I click on this, it lets me search. So here I actually I'm able to search by the serial number. Okay. So that's why you would decide, do you want it by the product, by the model? So if your person calls in, you could say, well, what serial number is yours? And then you would be able to start typing the serial number up here until you find it and then select it, and then it drops in. And then you can see the information, okay? So that's what that lookup is for. And again, that custom module lookup field can be pulled into any other module. So you can use the convert to create a custom module record from quotes, opportunities, quotes, or sales, or you can put a custom module lookup somewhere else in support or in accounts or wherever you want it to go, you can pull it in. All righty. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on how you might be able to use custom modules in your database. Again, like I said before, if you find yourself going into your account or contact record and adding a bunch of fields that say, you know, policy one start, policy one expired, policy two, stop yourself, slap yourself in the face and say, oh, I need a custom module, and then go build it. So that's what you want to do, because if you try to do it with all those multiple fields, it's going to create a mess over time. And then the searching, the reporting, all of that becomes pretty much a disaster in the database. Whereas in all, you can do reports with custom modules. You can go to the reports module. Whoops. And if you create a new report, there's equipment, courses attended, all your custom modules will be here. And you can create a report based on that. You can use custom modules in reports. You can use them in Excel reports and advanced reports. So you've got them there. So they're very useful in your database and really help you organize it better and preserve the structure of it. All right, with that, I will go back here and we'll finish up our day. And you can go on back to what you were doing. So thank you for attending. We had an earlier recording of this, but if you've watched it, you'll notice that the screens were a lot different. So we needed to do an update because of the new changes to the database layout and everything. If you need any help on this and you're not in Quick Start, then call tech support at 888-838-7487 extension 2, or email them at support@claritysoft.com. If you're in Quick Start with Linda or myself or Lori, then talk with one of us and we'll help you with setting up your custom module. New ideas, critiques, any comments, whatever, info@claritysoft.com. Please let us know how we're doing. So with that, go and have a wonderful rest of the day, and we will talk to you at the next session in a couple of weeks.